What's up guys, I'm going to review a video that Greg Doucette made about Michael Hearn. It's called "He's a Narcissist and Must Be Stopped."
It's like this guy that commented about my cardio discussion. He's like, no, you got to do cardio all year. You got to do it. You got to got a healthy heart. Are you guys ignorant?
Coach Greg, in today's video, well, good old Michael Hearn, well, he's back at it again. And so what can we learn from Michael Hearn now? Well, apparently the body, it doesn't matter. You don't need to do cardio. You don't need to do anything. You can drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes, do whatever you want, so long as your mind is strong. And so if you don't want to get sick, get heart attacks and so on, well, just tell yourself that your body is strong and it won't get sick. Well, at least according to Mike, and in case you're thinking I'm making this shit up, well, let's listen to Michael Hearn himself.
And that's what guys doing it in the right form, and they're bad for you. So imagine you guys claiming that this stuff's bad for you. Is it all bad for you?
And so what's going on here is they're joking about the fact that everyone says that everything is not good for us. That you can't eat fruits, you can't eat vegetables, you can't eat meat, you can't drink water, you can't do anything.
Vegetables are bad for you. They are man-made, which means that they don't exist in nature. They are full of toxins. They are unhealthy. You shouldn't be eating them.
That no matter what you do, there's somebody going to go out and say, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's bad for you. And so isn't it ironic that Mike advocates for all these various exercises that many people see are dangerous, that
Greg looks so incredibly small.
it could perhaps hurt your shoulders or cause your body to wear out faster, that he promotes doing very heavy exercises for very low reps. In his video, he's doing sets of 2 with over 400 pounds. Remember, the guy's in his 50s. And so for a guy that promotes doing all these exercises and saying that society's got it all wrong, that you should be able to do all this, and so why do they then say that cardio is bad for you? That you shouldn't do cardio? That cardio is a waste of time? I mean, you would think that considering...
Alright, one thing that most people get wrong is that cardio is only, if you're running, for example, there's a few more so-called exercises that you can do for cardio, but that's the main one that people usually mention. What they don't realize is that by definition, cardio is any kind of exercise that you do which increases your heart rate. Therefore, anybody who is doing essentially any form of exercise is doing a form of cardio. Sure, some of it increases your heart rate more than other exercises, but it's still cardio.
Michael Hearn promotes all these various exercises that have been shown to be contradictive, that they're actually dangerous. You would think that at least Mike would say, hey, I do know one thing for sure, and that if you do cardio, that it's good for you. I mean, well, let's be honest. Everyone knows that cardio is good for you, but not Mike.
You understand that it's the majority.
How does everybody know that cardio is good for you? Everybody knows, if you talk about actually knowing and not religiously believing, that it's very bad for you. And that's because if you actually listen to your body or simply look at your face expressions, then you will see that you hate cardio, which means that it's bad for you. Every time your face expression shows that you don't like something, when you experience pain, for example, then you can 100% know that it's bad for you, that it's unhealthy. There's zero exceptions to this. But if you talk about religiously believing something, then yes, people believe that cardio is good for you.
Majority of society that are ridiculous, and it's not the small percentages.
And so isn't it ironic that Michael Hearn himself thinks that it's the majority of society that's ridiculous and that only a few people actually get it? When what it's really is there's a few people that are ridiculous and the majority of society actually gets it. Just think of it.
The majority of society is wrong about almost everything.
What percentage of society thinks that cardio is bad for you, that you shouldn't do it, that doesn't make you live longer, and then you...
Yes, something that makes your heart beat faster is going to make you live longer. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. Your heart beats faster and faster, you completely wear it out, it stretches, and that's what causes a heart attack in the end, but that's what makes you live longer. Cardio has been proven over and over again, and cardio, again, just means exercise essentially, to cause heart attacks. And that's why in your 50s and 60s, if you exercise to an extreme extent, you get a heart attack. That's why people who exercise get heart attacks. That's very simple. That's why people who run marathons die in their 40s or 50s usually. It's because it's very extreme exercise. The heart rate increases incredibly much. Whereas if you do lighter exercise, you will live a bit longer, of course. It just depends on how much you exercise. Whereas if you live a calm and sedentary lifestyle, then you will become a centenarian. All of the people who live to 100 plus have lived sedentary lifestyles. It's all fine if you want to exercise and destroy your body. Whatever, do whatever you want with your life. Just don't make ridiculous videos like this and actually say that doing cardio increases longevity. It's so incredibly contradictory. And yes, the majority of people actually believe that cardio is healthy, and the majority also believe that plants are good for you, eat your vegetables, cholesterol is bad for you, you shouldn't be eating raw meat because you will get salmonella poisoning. The majority of people are incredibly stupid and ignorant.
You should be promoting year-round cardio. And essentially every single health organization in the world promotes 150 minutes of moderately intense cardio per week. But yet Mike said...
That's an appeal to authority fallacy. Just because a government organization says something doesn't make it true. I think that we could quite clearly see recently that they were wrong about something, which everybody did, if you understand what I mean.
Says, nope, you shouldn't do it.
You gotta cook your vegetables, Mike. You can't
Cook your vegetables. You guys really are getting interesting.
And Mike is such a narcissist. It's so hilarious to listen to him speak. And you guys are starting to get interesting. They agree with him. They say, yeah, Mike, you got something going here. They even say that you can't drink water. You can't have a salad. You're getting interesting, people. You're really starting to say things that are interesting. Remember, he's training a gym full of people. One or two people add in a comment. You guys are starting to get interesting. Well, let me change the stomach and let's talk about me now. Well, if they're getting really interesting, why don't we talk to them about this? Why don't they keep carrying on?
Well, what I love about my YouTubers and my power bodybuilding people is that you understand. It's like this guy that commented about my cardio discussion.
Well, at least he never called me a hobbit or a manlet this time. He just said this guy. And so I've graduated to being this guy.
He's like, no, you got to do cardio all year. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got a healthy heart.
And so at least you got to give him credit. He didn't call me a manlet or a hobbit. He says this guy. He doesn't call me by name. But imagine him disagreeing with me because after all, I represent the majority of society. You know, the society that's all messed up, that we don't know what's going on. How can you argue with me? How can you argue against somebody saying that having a healthy heart is important?
Are you guys ignorant to the point of where you...
The point is more so, do you have any proof that doing cardio, as in increasing your heart rate and stretching out your heart, is somehow beneficial for you? That it increases your longevity, or at the very least, that it's somehow good for your heart itself? Is there any proof whatsoever? If you can't provide any proof for your beliefs, then by definition you're brainwashed, seeing as you believe something for no reason, you have no arguments.
You don't realize people drink whiskey and alcohol all year long, don't exercise at all, and still live to their mid-70s, 80s.
It'd be like saying, no, you don't need healthy lungs.
Mid-70s and 80s is a super short life. Yeah, it's very extreme premature death.
Why would you want that? Just smoke. Just think that your lungs are healthy. You know, concentrate really hard and tell yourself, convince yourself that smoking is not a problem because people live into their 70s and 80s and they smoke. And so why wouldn't you smoke? There's people out there who smoke and live a long life. And so why not just...
Since when did living to your 70s or 80s become an achievement? 100 years ago, it would have been seen as an extremely premature death.
Smoke. And Mike, do you not ever think that some people live a long life despite the fact that they do things that are not good for them? And so the average life expectancy for people in North America is 77 for men and 81 for women. And so I'm not sure if Mike understands that what
it's late 40s for bodybuilders.
that means is that many people live a lot less than 77 or 81, and many people live a lot more. And so did he ever think to realize that people who don't do cardio and they drink a lot of alcohol, perhaps they're smoking cigarette after cigarette, do they not think that those people are making the average go down? That if they didn't do those things, the average life expectancy would in fact be...
You would be healthier and live longer if you would smoke and drink alcohol. There's actually some centenarians who do smoke and drink alcohol, compared to somebody who doesn't smoke or drink alcohol and does cardio. The cardio is way deadlier. That's why the people who do cardio don't live to 100 plus.
A lot higher. That if people do cardio, they lose weight, they have a healthy heart, that in fact increases your life expectancy.
You guys think that you're...
Losing weight simply means burning calories. You don't need to lose weight if you eat naturally. If you eat raw meat, it's impossible, literally impossible, to be overweight or fat. It cannot be done. It's biochemically impossible. If you eat junk food and you overeat and become obese, then all you have to do is change your diet. if you keep eating junk and then do cardio on top of that, then you will burn the calories, but it's obviously not a solution long term.
Your body, now I understand, everybody talks about this. The elites talk about this. Your body's as strong as your mind is.
And so everybody talks about this. Well, not everybody. You know, the elites, like me, Michael Hearn. We all talk about this. Your body is only as strong as your mind.
And all of your guys' minds are so freaking snowflake weak.
And so Mike's problem is this. you guys have to do cardio, but I don't. Because my mind is strong.
He's
and
funny.
You guys' mind's a bunch of snowflakes. It's snowflake week. And so if you are one of the elites like me, Michael Hearn.
Michael Hearn is funny, just to be clear. This guy is incredibly annoying.
You know, if you were amazing, good looking, and strong, had amazing genetics, why would you bother to do cardio? All you have to do is have a strong mind, and cardio is useless. And so this guy, the man with the hobbit, I somehow have a weak mind because I enjoy doing...
Actually, this is weakness. You're looking at a screen of animated people cycling while you're cycling like a hamster on a treadmill, basically. And stretching out your heart. All that you do is increase your cardiac output for no reason.
Cardio? Like, I don't get it. What part of my mind is weak? I graduated university,
You're weak because you're so brainwashed. Only somebody who is weak, or has a weak mind, as Mike said, could get brainwashed to the point where they actually do it on purpose, where they actually sit on a treadmill like a hamster, basically, and just cycle for no reason. That is weakness.
My master's, did triathlons, bodybuilding, powerlifting. I've done a lot. I've worked hard. Do I have a...
You went to a school where you got brainwashed, and then you lifted man-made metal for no reason and cycled on the spot without moving. You didn't even see anything around you. Somebody who at least cycles outside sees nature and can breathe in fresh air, but he's in a man-made building doing it. Yeah, it's an absolutely failed life. You did nothing with your life. Does this guy even have children? I hope so. I actually had to look it up because I was curious. He doesn't have any children. But then again, would anybody really want to reproduce with his genes? I doubt it.
But everybody else that's offended by this is going, well, you should do cardio all year long. No, you should do cardio all year long.
Well, quit being a snowflake and get out and do some cardio. If you have such a strong mind, why can't you convince your lazy ass to get up off the couch and move? Ever think of that? Oh, but...
He works out incredibly often. Why would he then go and damage his heart even more? Mike is going to die pretty soon anyway, probably. Why would he then do cardio on top of that to damage his heart even more? His heart would give up very quickly if he would do that. He is lazy because he has no energy left after being in the gym for hours almost every day. Why would he go against his body, his senses even more? What he's doing already completely goes against his body. Doing cardio on top of that would make zero sense.
You don't need to do cardio. After all, the elites don't think you do. But last I checked, based on current research, for example, from Brian Johnson, the guy that wants to live forever, that doing cardio improves or increases your life expectancy.
What Brian Johnson says is completely irrelevant, seeing as he eats a diet which doesn't have over 15 nutrients. If somebody eats a diet which causes malnutrition, then everything else he says is irrelevant, right? Automatically, you should not be listening to him. I mean, look at this guy. He's running on a treadmill also, like a hamster with a mask on. And he looks incredibly sick.
That you need to be fit, that you need to be healthy, that you need to eat a specific diet. And so why would Michael Hearn think that Brian Johnson, who spent millions of dollars on this, would somehow have it all wrong?
He spent millions of dollars without realizing that his diet doesn't have over 15 nutrients. What does it say about him?
Oh, no, Brian Johnson. Apparently, you don't need to do any cardio. You're wasting your time. Just lift really heavy weights for sets of 2. Don't train the way you're doing right now. Why would you do that? And Brian Johnson, you should be bulking and cutting every single year. And only do cardio on a cut. Because that's how you're going to live the longest and healthiest life possible.
But everybody else that's offended by this is going, well, you should do cardio all year long. No, you should do cardio all year long. And you should also baby yourself and walk with a cane and drive in the slow lane.
And so apparently, because I think I should do cardio, that it improves your heart health, that I should also walk with a cane and that I should drive in the slow lane. Well, no, Mike. If I'm doing cardio, I'm not going to be walking with a cane because I'm going to be more fit. And Mike, have you never...
No, that's wrong. Look at marathon runners, for example. They can't walk, literally. Either their joints are messed up or they already had a heart attack or a stroke and they are in a wheelchair now. Incredibly many marathon runners are in wheelchairs now. Even a lot of the people who did simple jogging are in wheelchairs now. You will not be able to walk if you do cardio. The less you stress your heart, the more likely it is that you will be able to walk, that you will be actually healthy as a natural human is supposed to be.
And if you don't value cardio, well, you can end the video right now. But if you do feel cardio is important and it can help you live a long and healthy life, the #1 supplement to help your cardio...
Alright, this was just another video of Greg Doucette showing how incredibly ignorant he is about everything, and in this case mostly about cardio. People believe that cardio is healthy because of the authorities, just like Greg. No explanations, no arguments, no proof, no points. They just religiously believe it. They believe that it makes you live longer with no proof, or that it makes your heart stronger. Again, zero proof. There cannot be proof because it has only been proven to weaken the heart. It's called cardio because it's so stressful for your cardiovascular system. It's not called cardio because it's good for your cardiovascular system. This distinction should be made so that people understand that when they are doing cardio, that they are stressing their heart more and more. That's literally where cardio comes from. Thanks for watching.